University welcomes Tom Steyer, former 2020 presidential candidate, and Jay Golden, a Maxwell professor. Hear from them later.
Weather Service has just issued a wildfire warning for today in upstate New York. While California and large forests tend to get the most attention with wildfires,
and students are expressing concerns over DPS's response to a false shooting report on Sunday. Find out what one student has to say. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Well, more conversation is coming to the table after the swatting incident this past Sunday. Good evening, Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons. In light of the recent mass shooting, swatting incidents have become more and more common. After a recent false report of a shooting at SU, students were left with an even bigger concern. Citrus TV's Adam Campos has more.
Over the last month, New York State has seen an influx of swatting incidents at schools, the most recent at Syracuse University. Late on April 9th, Syracuse police were dispatched to a possible shooting at College Place on SU's campus. Troy June is a freshman at SU who lives at Flint Hall on the Mount. He described the moment when he first received this text from a friend saying, "Rumors of an active shooter on campus right now, so please stay inside."
Still, that the fact that it was a rumor, first off, was really scary. I'm anticipating the worst. I'm looking up and down at whatever I'm doing, looking up and down, and
June's friend received the message about a possible shooter through another group text. Along with the group messages, some students were also made aware of a possible shooter through a tweet from CNY 911, a live Twitter feed of emergency dispatches in the region. No SU alert on email or text was sent out on the night of the event, and the only response by DPS that night was with a quoted tweet confirming with students that the report of a shooter was false.
I don't really trust DPS. I mean, I don't think really anyone that I've talked to, we don't really go to DPS for issues and stuff.
June expressed his feelings towards the late response on Twitter, along with another SU student, both saying how the lack of urgency by DPS is extremely concerning for students.
They just need to have some kind of alert. They need to send some campus-wide text out saying, hey, the active shooter is reportedly in this area. If you're in this area, please stay inside, stay safe.
TV did reach out to DPS for comment, but they were not available for any remarks. So far, the only public comment made by DPS and the university in regards to the false report was an email yesterday by Chief Officer Craig Stone, where he outlined DPS's response to the initial dispatch and also what students can expect if an actual active shooter situation is taking place. Walker, Nicole.
Adam, thank you. It's only been 3 months of the year, and Syracuse has already seen multiple children caught up in the middle of shootings and drive-bys. Nardine Salib talked to community leaders about how Southwest Syracuse children are doing after all the trauma.
People just don't want to come around here. They're really fearful of the area.
The south side of Syracuse, where a 10-year-old boy was shot and hospitalized on Saturday. It's the latest in a string of shootings that has rocked the community this year alone.
I have grandchildren that go to the youth program across the hall, and I've even told the older ones, don't leave this building. Do not walk down to the corner store. Do not walk across the street, because it's just not safe anymore.
But it's not just her own kids. Donna supervises an after-school program for kids with disabilities, and the fear of gun violence has limited the kids' activities.
It was kind of tough to take them out because we'd have some of the gang members hanging out there. Not that they were doing anything bad, but they were doing some things that we didn't need our kids around.
Coordinators at Southwest Community Center tell me that they're consistently trying to provide the kids in the area with things to do, but at this point, parents are too afraid to let their kids go outside alone, let alone send them to programs.
I have students who personally know an 11-year-old who was killed due to gun violence, and there's no reason why an 11-year-old should be mourning her friend.
Maria says that some of the kids don't really understand what's going on, but they feel the fear around them.
They become depressed, they shut down.
That's why the head of the Youth and Family Services Department started hosting community forums, where she says neighborhood teens could express their wants and needs.
And so I think people coming out to those forums would be a great help, because the community needs to come together as one.
Community leaders like Maria and Donna are pushing city officials to join in on the action.
And we need changes now. These children have potential. These children, I've never met such unique, talented children, and they deserve a chance at life.
A chance to feel safe going outside. In Syracuse, Nardine Salip, NCC News.
Nardine, thank you. Harvey Weinstein is serving the rest of his 23-year sentence in Rome. Just under an hour away from Syracuse, he was moved to Mohawk Correctional Facility from Wendy Correctional Facility in Erie County.
Weinstein was charged with rape and sexual assault in 2020. The Daily Sentinel reports that he was transferred to Rome after a state review of his treatment program and needs.
Well, turning to our first look at our weather now, Walker, it's been so nice out. I am taking advantage of all the sun.
It truly has, and hopefully here with more information on this weather continuing is our very own Ronnie Parrillo. Ronnie?
Well, Walker, Nicole, today was absolutely a beautiful day here in Syracuse, and if you like the warm weather like me, you're going to be happy with what the long-term forecast has in store. We're at 70 degrees as we kick off live at 6 here on Citrus TV in the Salt City. And look at that. This is your Wednesday planner. 70 degrees again tomorrow. Temperatures could even go above that, maybe even reaching the mid-70s in some parts of our region. It's a good day to frolic out in the fields. I'm a big fan of frolicking, so it's a 10 out of 10 day to go and frolic. It's going to be a warm day, dry day, and a very light breeze. And, things are looking better, but that pollen, that could spoil things a little bit. I'll have more on that coming up in the full forecast. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, I don't like pollen, but I do love to frolic. So,
Of course.
Well, Ronnie, while the weather here is sunny and windy, that's actually a problem. Today, the National Weather Service issued a wildfire warning to upstate New York, and our reporter Lucas Vogel is here to break it down. Lucas.
Thanks, Walker. As the weather warms up and snow begins to melt away, that leaves the leaves from the winter dry and exposed to sunlight. The spring is the worst time of the year for wildfires because of the natural kindling, and I was able to talk with the DeWitt Fire Station and an ESF professor to figure out what you can do about it. When the weather gets hotter, so does the chances of wildfires, and the National Weather Service has just issued a wildfire warning for today in upstate New York. While California and large forests tend to get the most attention with wildfires, Fire Chief Jason Green says that's a misconception.
People don't really think that wildfire is a thing, and wildfire-urban interface is a very significant and emerging issue within the fire service nationwide.
What many don't realize is the vast majority of wildland is in the east, and wildfires can start just about anywhere. When I sat down with Professor of Forest Management and Wildfire, Andy Vanderyacht, he explained just why the spring is so volatile.
This is the season at which we experience those fires traditionally. We have these little dry periods when there's not leaves on the trees and a lot of light getting into the understory, which makes it a flammable system.
While the National Weather Service urges people to be careful with flammable sources like cigarettes and lighters, Vanderyacht and Green have their own tips to try to help combat wildfires.
So a wet lining can be really effective. You're basically just using a hose to kind of wet down vegetation around your home and around decks, the railing on decks and things.
Get out of the area, call 911 and remove yourself from the risk.
Green also told me he expects these wildfires to continue through April, so keep an eye on your leaves and lawns. For more information, visit dec.ny.gov. Walker, Nicole, back to you.
Lucas, thank you. And today, a new speaker series at the Maxwell School welcomed former 2020 presidential candidate Tom Steyer to campus.
The event highlighted Steyer's journey from investor to politician and ended with questions. Our Annalise Piemonte attended the event. Annalise, how do events and speakers like these inspire Syracuse students?
Well, Nicole, passionate professionals and events like these allow students to empower their peers and begin their own professional journeys. Specifically, former presidential candidate Tom Steyer calls Gen Z to believe that their votes matter. These votes then create partnerships that help leaders pave the way towards a livable future. Jay Golden, director of the Dynamic Sustainability Lab, says that the ability to network with role models inspires students.
So I think it's really important for the students to take the theory that professors like myself teach in the classroom and kind of double it up with real world experiences and insights.
Golden and Steyer believe that if young people start small, work with a progressive mindset, and support diverse groups, they will have no problem navigating a professional environment. Steyer also emphasized the importance of voting for young people, as he believes justice begins with a strong leader. Back to you guys.
Annalise, thank you. Syracuse course registration is underway this week, and students are seeing some challenges. Citrus TV reporter Anna Silevich spoke with students about their experiences with registration.
Students continue to register for fall classes throughout this week. SU encourages students to meet with their academic advisors and reference degree works to help them choose the classes they need to graduate on time. As his registration approaches, SU sophomore Owen Taylor says he's trying to stay optimistic despite his experience last year.
Course selection was pretty brutal. Last year, second semester, I had like one of the last time slots, so by the time I had everything planned out, and then by the time that I went to actually go click and approve all my classes, they were all closed, and so I had to change everything last minute. And then it also kind of stunk because over the summer I had to constantly be checking if slots were open in the class that I wanted, so that just stressed me out over the summer.
Taylor says he wishes SU was more forward with the classes that are reserved for specific students and that course registration dates and times were spaced out more efficiently. Taylor urges the university to improve their waitlist and priority systems.
I also wish that there was more priority for students that are required to take classes, because I know so many people that are I tried to register for 6 classes and only got in 1, and 4 that are required for me I couldn't get into. I wish there was some level of priority there.
Students can find their enrollment date and time on MySlice and can find more information on Syracuse's website. For Citrus TV News, I'm Anna Silevich.
Coming up, the Micron plant entering the preparation phase. We'll give you the updates from last night's town hall.
And I'm live from Rome, New York, outside of Brandon Williams' second town hall. Live at 6 continues after this.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Okay, so my typical day at the university is
So you're doing your regular? Okay.
my own peers have told me that every single one of them have told me now they want to be like me now. I want people to laugh about it, but I also want them to see what is a typical day is like at the university. One day I was on the trolley going up to the South Campus one day, and then all of a sudden I was not expecting this, and then all of a sudden, yes, that's our TV star Thomas.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Nicole Aponte, Walker Simmons, and Ronnie Parrillo. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Syracuse Congressman Brandon Williams is continuing his town hall circuit after a clash with protesters in Chittenango last night.
Well, our Citrus TV reporter Luke Radel is in Rome tonight for Congressman's second town hall. Luke, good evening.
Nicole and Walker, good evening. I'm here with protesters outside of Stroh Middle School in Rome, New York. They were here last night at Chittenango High School at the Congressman's first town hall. A fiery first town hall for Central New York Congressman Brandon Williams last night at Chittenango High School. One protester tells Citrus TV News why he came to the event.
I'm here to keep it real for Congressman Williams.
In response to many recent mass shootings, the congressman was asked early in the night about gun control.
Will you support an assault weapons ban?
On the federal level, I certainly would not support it.
Those red cards you see came out frequently during the event as a visible way for the protesters to show their disapproval of the congressman's answers.
We brought in red cards as a polite, silent demonstration.
Sarah Reesky is a Democratic activist organizer who helped put on the protests at last night's town hall. Here's the message she hopes they sent to the congressman.
That we're not here just for him to talk at us. He needs to get feedback.
But not everyone at the town hall was unhappy with the congressman. I spoke to two Williams supporters from Chittenango.
I have a military background, solution-driven, and I get the sense, really, that Congressman is very solution-driven, which is where we got to be. We can't continue the argument. We got to come up with the solutions.
And as for those solutions, the congressman says an assault weapons ban would not solve gun violence, a statement that drew mixed reaction in the room.
If you ban assault weapons, only criminals will have high-powered rifles.
Protester Pat Alba told me why she wants an assault weapons ban.
We're all here because we love our kids, our grandkids.
There's no reason to be ill-informed.
The congressman's performance was described in different ways after the town hall.
What people have already told me, they use the big C word, condescending.
It turns out, I don't know if you ever looked this up, but it turns out criminals don't follow the law. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say, yes, I voted for the congressman, but I honestly, I actually feel much better about the vote to having heard him in person.
From Chittenango, Luke Radel, Citrus TV News.
I told you I'd answer you directly.
Luke, thank you. The latest tonight. Construction on the Micron plant in Central New York is on track to start about a year from right now. Micron's vice president announcing they are partnering with local colleges to train and employ people at the plant.
Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon says preparation at the White Pine Commerce Park in Clay could start as early as next week. The plant expected to be finished by 2026, and Micron executives are now applying for more federal funding through the CHIPS and Science Act. McMahon also said he has met with dozens of supply chain companies that are ready to set up shop in Central New York before building the mega fab is built.
Well, Karen Eames accepted a plea deal in court today. She's the widow of the sheriff's deputy who, as a couple, were accused of stealing more than $500,000 from Onondaga County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, Eames agreed to spend time in jail after she admitted to some of the accusations. The deal comes up to 6 months in county jail and requires her to pay the money in full to the sheriff's office.
According to investigators, the money stolen by the couple was used to buy a new house, cars, and vacations. Her involvement in this crime originally came to light after she was almost killed by her husband in a murder-suicide last February.
Also in court today, her defense attorney, Michael Vavanese, said, quote, "She has done everything she can to make this right. When you consider the limited involvement of what she has done, there is no reason she should be punished any further." Eames is due back in court in June.
Well, Casadovia College's campus is now for sale. The listing on a real estate website follows the school's announcement it would close after the spring semester.
And more than 500,000 square feet are for sale across the main and equestrian campuses. Interested buyers can request more information from an A&G real estate partner.
Well, if you're thinking of heading outside tomorrow, probably the right decision, but how much pollen will there be? I'll have your forecast coming up. You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6, your campus news leader.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. Well, I hope everyone has been enjoying the beautiful day that we got here today in central New York. But it is spring, even though the weather feels like summer, and that means pollen. So there's a lot of allergens out there, you know, whether they come from trees, blooming flowers, plants, whatever it may be, there are a lot of allergens. And so that's why the pollen count is high currently. So if you want to head outside tomorrow, go ahead and do that. But you might want to take, you know, a Claritin or something to kind of clear up your system before you head outside. Windy conditions can worsen allergies, so on a day where, you know, the winds will be high in the afternoon, maybe the better day to, I don't know, stay inside and get to a ventilated room. Just kind of circulating that air never hurts if you have pollen allergies, much like myself. So now tomorrow, if you want to do homework on the grass, it's going to be a beautiful day to do that. Ignore the pollen, 77 degrees and sunny. I'll give it an A- for the day. And looking at your 5-day forecast, look at that. 82, 84 on Friday, 82 on Saturday. How does it get better unless you ignore Sunday, 70 and rain? But let's not think about that right now. Let's just think about this beautiful 5-day forecast that is up ahead. Guys.
All right, coming up in sports, we have a couple playoff rematches, including the Yankees over in enemy territory. Plus, we got some new developments within Q's athletics when we return.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Hey, welcome to sports, everybody. Anthony Vazquez here with some big news for Syracuse men's basketball. Big fella Jesse Edwards is entering the transfer portal, his dad confirming to Syracuse.com last night. The reason isn't because of his role with the team. Instead, it's the NIL opportunities that's forcing the Dutchman to explore elsewhere. Edwards is leaving quite the hole at SU, at the 5 spot as well. The All-ACC third-teamer led the conference in blocks and was second in rebounding. He now joins Joe Girard as the other departure from last year's team. But sticking with the topic of name, image, and likeness, though, Syracuse's biggest booster, Adam Weitzman, is out of the game. The Central New York entrepreneur says Chancellor Kent Syverud is the reason why he's no longer signing athletes and inviting celebrities to basketball games. Weitzman said in a statement that, while he understands the sources from the university, Kent Siveru did not like the high-profile nature of the celebrities coming to the games and the way he was going about NIL and discussing it with the media. Now, Weitzman did say he would honor the current contracts that he's still under with Syracuse Athletics, but after the agreements are out, it's over from there. So new developments for SU Athletics. Meanwhile, we got a season continuing out west. The Yankees were in action last night, taking their talents to Cleveland for the first time since last year's divisional round playoff game. And, well, the Yankees and the Guardians matching out. It was a close game, but the Yankees ended up winning that one the Guardians ended up winning that one 3-2 your final. Meanwhile, the New York Mets were in action. Let's take a look at this Yankees highlights one more time. Top of the 8th inning, Giancarlo Stanton facing James Karinchak, tying run 90 feet away, and the righty beats him 96 up and inside. How about that? Giancarlo Stanton gets the strikeout, and why not ending the game right here? Top of the 9th, 2 outs. Franchi Cordero goes fishing. Emmanuel Clase strikes him out on the nice-looking slider. Guardians get the win, but the playoff rematches continue down in New York. Mets and the Padres, and Max Scherzer absolutely dealing. 6 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings for him. He gets the W as well. The offense, well, it backed him up. Look at that strikeout. Bottom of the zone, Scherzer goes painting. Like I mentioned, the offense does help him out, though. Jeff McNeil, a 2-run double into the corner. 1 run scores, and take a look at this. Frankie Lindor. Look at him chugging all the way around home. He eventually makes it, and all smiles for the good guys. A 5-0 win for the Mets, and here's Max Scherzer talking about his recent struggles post-game.
I'm not broken. I wasn't broken after the Milwaukee start. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. Just had to fine-tune some things. As baseball, sometimes the result. If you follow the results, you can make yourself go crazy at times. You got to be able to reflect on what's actually happening and know where you're getting beat.
So the Mets continue their series with the Friars tonight. Southpaw Drew Peterson will try to follow up Max Scherzer's stellar start in about 45 minutes. Nicole and Walker, back to you guys.
Anthony, thanks so much. When you come back, we have one Let's Look at Your Weather. Stay with us.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. That one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn on ones. The finger ones. The pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Well, one last look at your wake-up weather. It will be a glorious day tomorrow. It'll look a lot like this when you wake up if you're on a lake, if you're lucky enough to be there. But here on the SU campus, same thing, just a beautiful day all around. Temperatures tomorrow reaching up to the mid-70s, 80s as we finish off the week. And I think that's just some phenomenal weather. Speaking of things that are phenomenal, how about Nicole and Walker, our amazing anchors?
Ronnie, you're too kind.
Ronnie.
Oh my gosh, but that weather.
You're amazing.
It's true. Well, that weather, looking amazing for tomorrow, Ronnie. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
well,
it truly is. 70s in Syracuse, that's unheard of. Also, 80 degrees on Thursday. I'm excited for that.
Oh, me too. 82 degrees, too, on Saturday. I can't wait.
That's abnormal.
That is abnormal.
Oh, then again, I could see it snowing next Wednesday.
Yeah,
so who knows?
never count Syracuse out for some crazy weather.
Truly is.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today on Citrus TV News.
But hey, for more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us on Citrus TV News, Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Have an incredible night, Syracuse.